And okay, so welcome to the Women Action Takers Network. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go through and share with you what you can expect today. I'm all about making connections and helping people to connect with the right people that are going to help them. If you can mute yourself right now, that would be really awesome. While I go ahead and I just introduce what we're going to be talking about today, and you'll have opportunity to share who you are in a little bit. And let's see, where did that go? Hold on. There we go. So before we get started, I don't know why that slides in there. It snuck its way in there somehow. But I just want to share, this is a judgment-free, safe zone. This is so extremely important to me because I don't know about you ladies, but I grew up in a lot of judgment. I grew up in a very abusive, alcoholic household. And there was a lot of judgment in my household, which caused me to become what? Judgmental. So I became so extremely judgmental until the age of 51, when I hired a life coach who helped me to see who I am and what value I have to bring this world. And at the same time, she helped me to see that judgment was not the place to go, because me judging others, they're going to judge me as well. So I decided that I was going to nix judgment from my life as much as I possibly could. I'm still a human being and I do still place judgments, but I've learned how to quickly recognize judgment and to stop doing it. So I've created a judgment-free safe zone everywhere I go. It's all about feeling safe, that you can be yourself and share who you are and with us and share your vulnerability. Because I found that in our vulnerability is where our strength really lies. So this is a judgment-free safe zone. And what I want you to do is, as we're going around the room and we're introducing ourselves, and again, we're going to do networking with a twist today. It's going to be a little bit different than you might be used to. And I want you to listen with an open mind, an open heart, and an open soul. I want you to hear the women who are here today. I want you to actually be here for them by listening to them. We all want to be heard, so this is our opportunity to do that. And also our speaker, I want you to just really pay attention to what she has to share. She's going to share some amazing, absolutely amazing tips. I just saw her speaking at an event a couple of weeks ago on Zoom, and I've known her for about 1.5 years, but when I saw her speak there, I was like, oh my gosh, I have got to have her here. So she's here today for us. And so when we do our 30-second commercials going around the room with the twist, I'll explain what that is in just a minute. But our guest speaker for today is Katerina Cozias, and she is a media expert, and she helps people to get, craft their message in a way that when they're speaking, on camera or whatever it is that they're doing related to media, that it makes a lot of sense. And she helps you to get your message out there into the public eye. And if you're not interested in that, I still ask that you stay here with an open mind and open heart, because you're going to learn something from her, whether you want to be on media or not. Because really, life is a stage and you are on it. Everywhere you go, you are on that stage. So she's going to give you some great tips, even if you're just having conversation with family and friends, that are going to be able to help you today. Now, my name is Linda Sunshine West, and I am the creator and founder of Women Action Takers. To me, I realized that there were so many things in my life that I was like, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I didn't take any action. And I found that when I actually took action, that's when things started happening. Things started just unfolding and just becoming more and more what I wanted to live, what I dreamed for, what I hoped for, what I prayed for, what I manifested. It all came to me, but I didn't grab it and I didn't do anything on it. So I created Women Action Takers because it's all about taking action and making things happen in your life. So no more of these blah, 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 30-second commercials where we don't hear what anybody is saying. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go around the room. I'm going to take this off screen for a second here. I should stop sharing my screen. So what I want to know from you ladies, welcome everybody who's hopping in here. What I want to know is, I want you to raise your hand if you sell something. I'm hoping that's everybody's hand. Okay, even the people who aren't on screen, they're probably raising their hand. I'm sure they are. Okay, cool. And then I want you to raise your hand if you love spending money on the things you want. Like when you want something, you love, like, oh my God, I'm so glad I bought that, okay? And then I want you to raise your hand if you love helping people. Okay, we're in the right room then, because those are the people that I love to attract, is those who have an open heart, open mind. They love to help people. That's really what it's all about. Jim Rohn said, and I might misquote him, but Jim Rohn said, we can get everything we want in life if we help enough other people get what they want. So I've invested my life the last 6 years, learning how to implement this into my life. How can I help other people? And it's not about like a tit for tat, like I help Rosa and Rosa helps me back. No, I help Rosa, I help Katerina, I help Haley, and then down the line, Miranda helps me back, right? So it's not taking score. We don't like, oh, I did this for her, that she's going to do something back for me. It's about helping as many people as we can in life. So this is what I want to do in our 30-second commercials is I want to have everybody answer this question: who you are and how can we be of contribution to you? So what are you looking for? Who are you looking for? Are you looking for more opportunities to speak on stages? Are you looking for opportunities to share your presentation with people? Are you looking for opportunities to meet people who are in marketing? Like maybe your marketing sucks and you're like, I know I need help with marketing. Is that who you're looking for? Are you looking for a graphic designer? Now, I might not be the graphic designer, but I know a graphic designer, right? So there's somebody here today that can possibly be of contribution to you in one way, shape, or form. Now, we're not always the answer for the person. Sometimes it's somebody else that is the answer. So I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen. Here I was all excited about sharing my screen on that one. So I'm going to share it just because. Okay, so there it is, my slide. I'm so proud of this slide. How one little slide can make your day, But yeah, here it is. So who are you and how can we be of contribution to you? So we have our timer today is Marianne, Brenda Geary and her husband, Randy. They're out on a trip this weekend for 4 days, the traveling Gearys. And so she's not available today. So Marianne, where are you, Marianne? Let's see. There she is. Marianne is our timer for today. So what we're going to do is we're going to, again, go around the room, tell us who you are and how we can be of contribution to you. What is one thing? I want to know one thing. I know you need clients, okay? This isn't about getting clients today. This is about making connections. This is about connecting with people, building real relationships. I like to call real relationships really empowering another's life. That is what real is to me, really empowering another's life. And how can I do that? I can do that by connecting them with the person that's going to help them. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the screen as I see you ladies on my screen. And again, it's, who you are and how can we be of contribution. Now you'll have 30 seconds and Marianne, you want to, so like at 20 seconds, you're going to like raise your clock or something or how are you going to do this? Let's see.
This is the red.
Is that a lollipop?
It's actually a pen. I don't do lollipops. And then how about this? You guys can't see that, can you? What do I hold up for the yellow? Yellow is at 10. Yellow means they have 10 seconds left?
Yeah.
I'll find something.
Whatever that was in your hand right there, that's good enough. It doesn't have to be yellow.
This?
There we go. That's very yellow.
Except it has lots of notes on it.
Okay.
It says details matter.
Okay, good. So when you have 10 seconds left, Marianne is going to hold up the yellow Details Matter notebook. And then when your time is up at 30 seconds, she's going to hold up the red pen that looks like a lollipop. And then if you go over your time, she doesn't have a dinger, but she just might go like ding, 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 ding. And I might mute you. So that's kind of like how we roll here, because we want to make sure that we respect everybody's time. 30 seconds is actually a long time. So I want you to think about it. TV commercials are anywhere from 15 seconds to a minute. They can sell millions of dollars of products in 15 seconds because they're very succinct with their message. So this is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. It's not your 30-second commercial. This is your 30-second opportunity to share with us how we can serve you. How can I be a contribution to you? Now, as the women are going around telling like how we can be of contribution, if you know somebody to connect them with, you can put it in the chat. So if you're on your phone, I think you hit on participants and it takes you to the chat. If somebody is on their phone, can tell me how you do that. I'm not sure. But on your computer, on the bottom, it should say chat. You would click on that chat button. A chat will pop up in the right-hand side. And my husband just got home, so it's time for Sparky time. So hold on a second. So in the chat, you go ahead and say, I have the person for you, or I can connect you with this person, or however it is that you want to make that connection. So does anybody want to volunteer to go first?
Well, hold on, Linda, I want to,
Yes.
while you're talking about chat, I want to remind, because Brenda usually does this at the end, but I want to remind everybody, open up your chat right now so you can see what we're talking about. There's three little, if you're on a computer anyway, and I don't know about anything else, but at least if you're on a desktop computer, there's three little dots. You open that up and it says, it doesn't say save chat. Mine doesn't say save chat. Is that something you have to do, Linda? Because you can save everything that everybody types in here.
There's no chat yet.
So is that what it is?
Yeah. So there we go. There's a chat now. There we go. There's a chat now. So now
it says save chat.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that you guys all know that right up front, because once she closes the meeting, the opportunity to save the chat's gone.
Yeah. And I will try to remember. I'm going to 99% remember. If somebody can remind me, that'd be good. Because I like to save that chat to post it with the meeting when I post it into the group. So
right.
Awesome. Hello from San Diego. Yeah, Leslie, where's everybody chiming in from? Let's hear. Lovely to be here, ladies. Thank you for having me. Really excited to have you, Katerina. I haven't seen you in quite a while. I haven't seen anybody in quite a while, as a matter of fact. It's been since March 19th, my birthday. They did the shutdown on my birthday. We got Orange County, Carlsbad, Southern Colorado, Orange. This is awesome. Fort Myers, Florida. Our speaker next time actually is in Nigeria. So that's going to be cool. We'll have somebody joining us from another country. Northern Virginia, San Diego. Fantastic, ladies. Well, thanks for being here. And we're going to go around the room. Does anybody want to volunteer to be first to kick us off? And then from that point on, who was that?
Jessica from
California. Okay, awesome.
City.
Go, Jessica. Okay, so Jessica, you're going to have 30 seconds. Marianne, you're going to start timing her and then let her know when her 30 seconds is up. So watch Marianne. Okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Jessica DeMurrum. I live in California City. Right now I'm in Tehachapi getting some errands done, but I am an inventor. I used to be a caregiver. I was a caregiver for 7 years, and I noticed people with disabilities or people that are elderly having difficulty eating with spoons and forks, or just getting food all over themselves. So I invented a utensil. It's a regular spoon and fork mouthpiece, but it's the handle that is
time's up.
Grabbing onto the handle.
Okay, so we're gonna time.
Okay.
Okay, I know. So time's up, and that's really good. So I just want to share. So I'm doing something right now called Walking with Sunshine, and it's every morning at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. And Jessica was on our Walking with Sunshine this morning. And so somebody asked her, what do you do? And she told them, and it was interesting. And this is a lot of times what will happen with people is, as she said what she was doing, she was like, well, kind of what I do is this, but I invented this product and that, and she went on, like her passion really came out when she started talking about her invention. So I was like, don't even talk about that other thing you do. You know, if you can't talk about it with passion, really all you're doing is bringing the person into a place like why would I want to buy something you're not even passionate about? You know? So it's really interesting. So Jessica, I want to congratulate you for jumping right in and doing that 30 seconds in a completely different way. But remember, we want to know how we can help you. How can I be of contribution to you? So Jessica practiced her. So I'm going to say Jessica's contribution, how we could be a contribution today for her, was that she had an opportunity to practice her 30 seconds in a completely different way than she's ever done it before. So if you guys have any feed forward for her, that'd be awesome. You want to connect with her, or if you have any questions of how we can be of contribution, Jessica, if you can put it in the chat, how can we be of contribution? That would be awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to go around. Chella, you're up.
Good morning, ladies. My name is Chella, and I am a money relationship coach. I empower women entrepreneurs to identify and release their money baggage. And I am looking for podcasts or online summits for women's groups that go out and make a difference in women's lives. I look forward to getting to know each other. Thank you.
Awesome. So that's podcasts and opportunities to speak to women's groups. Is that correct, Chella? Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. And I wanted to share that also, when we say like, how may I be a contribution? Some of us here in this group you belong to CEO Space or Secret Knock. And like, that's a really big deal for us, is to ask like, how can I be of contribution to others? And a founder of CEO Space, Bernie Dorman, passed away this week due to COVID-19, complications. And it's a really tremendous loss for us in that community, because he taught me so much about helping others and how it helps enhance my life by helping others. So I'm so glad we could do this. Okay, so Katerina and Jessica, awesome. Okay, so anybody want to volunteer for next, or if I'm going to go around here? Okay, Cynthia, you're up, and then Kay. Oh, you're muted. There you go. Cool.
Okay, hold on. I got to reset.
Okay.
I had already started.
You should have started without her. You don't have to hold on. Go on.
Okay, start.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Cynthia Trevino. I'm the Client Clarity Mentor, and I help women entrepreneurs get really clear on who they want to serve, who they want more of in their life. And I'm really interested in being on podcasts. I love being on podcasts. So if anyone has podcasts for women, business owners, and entrepreneurs, I'd be thrilled. Nice to meet you all.
Awesome. So looking for podcasts. If anybody has a podcast, you might want to pop that in the chat there, just so anybody can connect with you. If you have a show you do, if you have opportunities to get the women be seen and be heard, please share those, because those are opportunities that you can connect with these women today immediately. Okay, so Kay, you are up. 30 seconds on the clock.
Wonderful. Hi, everyone. I'm Kay Lathrop in San Diego, and I help empower people, primarily women. Sorry, I'm a little scattered this morning. And my focus is working primarily with women with migraine. But how you can contribute today, I love that question. I would say I'd love anybody who has taken Russell Brunson's One Funnel Away challenge to share experiences and actually just to keep us all accountable to actually completing that funnel.
Oh,
Thanks.
Good one. Okay, so anybody who has taken the One Funnel Away course, to connect with Kay so that you guys can hold each other accountable to actually finish it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How many of you have bought courses and not done them at all? Okay, I'm not alone. Whew. Okay, yeah. I've invested lots of money on that. Okay, cool. So next up, I'm going to now go around. Rosa, yes.
Yes, my name is Rosa Plum. I live in San Francisco, California. I used to work for a Latin community, Latin channel, TV channel, and now I'm promoting the businesses and local artists and singers from the community. And I want to help people to be in a different level. I see that my community needs a lot of help. I don't know much about technology, but I'm trying to do my best to help them because I'm bilingual and I've been helping. I think I'm doing a good job so far.
Awesome. Well, your time is up on that. So I'm thinking you want to be connected with people who can help you get them in front of audiences. Is that correct?
I know I want to help people to promote. I'm a promoter. Their businesses and promote local artists, local singers in my area. And I'm starting my channel already.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you. Congratulations. And thanks for being here on your first Zoom. She's a Zoom virgin. So, yes. So next up is Miranda.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so my name is Miranda, and I'm looking for opportunities to learn more about marketing and events and public speaking. I really like teaching. I teach right now at Disneyland. Unfortunately, we're closed right now, so it's a little bit of a bummer. But if I could incorporate like my business that I've learned in college with teaching, so some sort of training program, I think that's where I could help. I really like talking with people, and I'm helping Linda right now with the events, and we're having a lot of fun, the little chocolate festival event. And yeah. all I have.
Miranda, so yeah, we've got the San Diego Chocolate Festival that we're working on together, which is going to be in the fall of 2021. If anybody is interested in being on the committee, like our planning committee, please let Miranda know, because we're on the verge of getting ready to bring in a committee to help us out. So if you're interested in that, let Miranda know. Awesome. Next up, we have Haley.
Hello, thank you for that lovely intro. My name is Haley, like you said. I'm a content and brand consultant that primarily works with mission-driven brands to create, a vast increase in positive world impact, but also innovation through their actual content and branding strategies. So together, we curate content that not only just resonates with people's core community, but actually educates, empowers, entertains, ignites passion, to actually have people take action and latch on to that brand, their mission. And I'm really looking for people who are involved in like the environmental sustainability field.
Awesome. Thank you. Environmental sustainability field, if you know anybody in that field. Thank you so much, Haley, for being here. And then Malou.
Hi, good morning, ladies. I'm Malu Valdez from San Diego, and I'm a licensed agent of New York Life. I'm looking for opportunities to give a financial presentation on how I help people plan their retirement income and minimize their taxes. And I used to be a caregiver, so I saw people cannot afford the long-term care. So if you need advices on how you can have those long-term care and annuities, I can help you. Thank you.
Thank you. And then remember, we're asking you, how can we be of contribution? So that's really an important piece here, because we can't really help you if we don't know how you want to be helped. Okay, thank you. Melody?
Good morning. Can you hear me? This is Melody Donovan. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I just want to empower women, educate them, protect them. I do sell damsels in defense product, as well as I am starting out on financial coaching business plan. So I would love your encouragement to get my Facebook pages up and out there, and then also just hope you'll connect with me on Facebook and LinkedIn, and then like my pages once I get them out.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so Marianne, I'm going to save you for last, since you're doing all that hard timekeeping. Okay. So okay, let's see how everybody's jumping around. Uh-oh. Okay, Michelle O'Neill, you're up.
Okay, how is everyone today? Hi, I'm Michelle O'Neill, the founder of Mastering Your Monday, where I teach highly driven women to master the process of thought over circumstance and start creating that powerful way of fostering balance and managing the unexpected in their lives, and hold on to their sanity so we can do the things that matter the most to us. And how you could be a contribution to me or would be that I'm really building my audience right now and then building this movement. So any help there would be awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. And ladies, remember to put, like, if you want to connect with people on Facebook, put your Facebook links there. If you want to connect on Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever you want to connect, put all your links in there, because you never know who's going to connect with you. But if you don't put the links, they won't. Okay. So awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, Michelle. Let's see. We have next up is Debbie Love.
Hi, everybody. I'm sorry I am late. I am the founder of Heads Up Karate and Self-Defense for Women. And my thing is, I want women to be safe. 1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted at some point in their life. And I got into this because after the brutal rape and murder of my cousin several years ago, I knew that there had to be an answer to this, and I got into martial arts to learn from the ground up. As a 4th degree black belt now, I teach women how to be safe. I teach women easy to learn self-defense techniques to get away. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, David. And I forgot to mention for those who are joining us a little later is what we're doing today. Instead of like the standard 30-second commercial, it's more like, who are you and how can we be of contribution? How can we help you? Because here today, you know, we're all in business. We all have something we sell, but with the majority of networking events, people aren't there to buy. Right. So what are we here for then? We're here to connect. We're here to make, you know, real life, real connections. So how can we be of contribution is the question we're answering today. And Marianne is your timekeeper. And I see Marianne found a yellow folder, a yellow and a red folder. And she's got an office full of all kinds of stuff over there. So when she holds up the yellow folder, it means you have 10 seconds left. And when she holds up the red folder, it means time is up. So if you can just like wrap it up, that would be really awesome. So next up is Amanda Harvey.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda, Vista, California. So I am super, actually, like just quit my weeks ago to pursue, you know, starting my own business. Hopefully, I love to work around construction, helping people maintain their homes, that kind of stuff. So from you guys, I'm looking for, you know, clarity, of some inspiration, and just seeing what everybody else is up to and how we're navigating this crazy world.
Awesome. I love it. Lots of mentorship here today. That is for sure. So if anybody wants to help, you know, Amanda with, you know, mentorship or anything, like give maybe just like creative ideas, right, to help her to get that clarity. And, you know, that would be reaching out to definitely Michelle and Cynthia would definitely be two of the ladies for you to connect with here related to that specific topic. Next up, we have Elizabeth Moores. Hello. You're muted.
Okay, how's that?
Yeah.
Sorry I was late with all this school stuff. Of course, they make you rush at the last minute to get your kids signed up. Anyways, my name is Elizabeth. I have decided to start the Eclectic Boutique to help a woman find a personal statement, whether it's a jacket, a purse, a piece of jewelry, to kind of individualize themselves and to create the persona that they want to be. And I also have come up with a great invention idea, and I need your support on it. Thank
Awesome.
you, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I wanted to share because you mentioned, you said jacket, purse, and something, jewelry. And there was this event I used to, not an event, I would go to these networking events. And there was this one woman there who always wore a specific hat. Now it had, she had a hat with different colors and designs, but it was always like this specific style. And I always knew, like, I know her name today and I haven't seen her in like 4 years. So I hear what you're saying. It's like making that statement, right? So that's cool. Thank you so much. Okay, next up we have Drea Palmer. You're muted, just, there we go. Awesome.
Here I am, sorry. Hi everyone, my name is Drea, and I am a licensed esthetician who is dabbling in $5 jewelry. I am here to meet new women because I don't have a lot of women friends. I'm here to meet new women, and also from this group so far, I'm getting a lot of inspiration. Before I wouldn't share that I was a licensed esthetician, I just said I sell $5 jewelry. So I'm here for inspiration, I'm here for knowledge, and I'm here just to take in everything that I'm getting from all of you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thanks for, you keep coming back. So I really appreciate that. I got everybody. Luann is not able to talk today. She's at work, but she's here listening in. And so I'm going to go to Marianne, will be our last one before Katerina, our speaker, comes up. So Marianne, you're up. You only get 30 seconds, lady. You don't get to take advantage of us. Or you can have like an extra 3 seconds.
My name is Marianne Lindsay. I'm in San Diego. I have 2 businesses. I have an essential oil business where I try to teach people how to holistically approach a lot of different aspects with natural products. And so in that regard, I'm looking for, you know, the world is in a crazy place. So I'm actually looking for maybe businesses that are still trying to keep their staff motivated and kind of, you know, we help with the mental health. In fact, we're doing a mental health challenge right now. So if you guys know any companies that are trying to help their staff, I would love to get in front of them.
Did you like my yellow shirt?
Oh,
I
she
wasn't
had.
looking at it. Sorry, I was looking at my clock.
That's good. That's good, Elizabeth. Awesome. I love it. Okay, what we're going to do next is we're going to smile at the camera because I'm going to take a picture. Wait, hold on. Oh, where's my thing? Okay, everybody smile. Awesome. Thank you so much. Sometimes I forget to do that, and then Brenda does them all for me. So fantastic. So we're going to move now to our next portion of the show. You guys are part of the show, by the way. You're the characters in the show. Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm going to talk about myself really quick. Marianne, give me 30 seconds on the clock, but I might go a little bit over. Okay, so my name is Linda Sunshine West, and I'm the creator and founder of the Women Action Takers. I have a lot of different projects coming up, including the live events that I do. I do this networking event. I have a magazine, Women Action Takers magazine, the networking, the media, the podcast, the publishing, the talk show, and the symposium that's coming up in 2022. That'll be our first one. So if you're interested in being involved in any of those in any way, shape, or form, whether you're behind the scenes helping me out or you're in front of the scenes helping me make the presentations, type the words "I'm interested" and I will connect with you. So next up is our speaker. Oh, what the heck? Wait, hold on, ladies. Oh my gosh. What'd I do here? Here we go. Katerina Cozias. Katerina is a media expert. Like I said, I've known her for probably about 2 years now, and she just has this presence about her. It's a confidence like that when I first met her, I was like, how is she so confident? I don't understand how somebody can be like, have that much confidence. And what I realized is just confidence in herself as to who she is, right? Which gave her this opportunity to be able to share in a way that really captivated me. And I remember at the very beginning, and Katerina, you might not know this, but at the very beginning, I was very intimidated by her because of her confidence. And we then were at an event together. I don't remember exactly which event it was. And they were like, okay, everybody pair up with somebody. And Katerina and I paired up with each other. And I'm actually getting a little goosebumps right now thinking about that moment because I was like, oh, I'm so scared of her. Like because she's so amazing. And I'm paired up with Katerina. Wow, this is awesome. And then they gave us this exercise. And the exercise was to stare in each other's eyes for, I think it was a full 2 minutes. And just no talking, no moving, just staring in each other's eyes. And there was something I saw in her eyes that really gave me this amazing feeling of real, true connection with her. Sometimes it's not what we say, it's how we are and who we are being in that moment. So with that, I want to introduce Katerina Cozias. She's going to be teaching us some really amazing media tips that are going to blow your mind, and be ready to take notes. And I'm glad I'm recording this. Oh, Marianne. Oh, 30 minutes.
What's the timing?
30 minutes. What?
How much warning am I giving her?
Okay, so she gets 30 minutes. So Katerina, when do you want her to let you know that you're running out of? Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes is fine.
Okay, awesome. So 30 minutes for Katerina, and let's go, ladies. It's gonna be really awesome.
All right, so hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, and it's really fantastic for me to be in a group with a bunch of women I don't know yet, because Linda, you said, right, there's a bit of a circuit once you get into the speaker world, and you go from Secret Knock to City Summit to CEO Space, and kind of roll in paths. So a lot of you ladies I don't know yet, so it really is my pleasure to be here. So Linda, first of all, thank you for inviting me. And for those of you who may not know me, as Linda mentioned, my name is Katerina Cozias. I am a media specialist. I've been in the field of strategic media development and public relations for over 15 years. It's almost 18 now. And I want to touch on something that Linda said. Linda's been saying a lot of gold the whole time. So there's a few things here. She and I connected, it was at Secret Knock, Linda. And we had to stand up and really see each other. And that was such a wonderful segue into what I'm going to share with you today, because my specialty is around confidence, charisma, and how to effectively show up on camera. Now, the thing is, 6 months ago, some of us were online entrepreneurs. Some of us were doing business meetings via Zoom, via Skype, via video conferencing platforms. And then COVID-19 hit. And now a lot of us are doing Zoom and Skype and FaceTime with our families. So a lot of the world is moving on to video. And part of what I train on is how do you effectively show up in a way that, number one, can capture attention, but more importantly, can get your message across in an environment where our, our ability to keep focused is dwindling, okay? So, like Linda said, what I love about her group, it's women action takers, okay? She started taking action in her life in her 50s, early 50s. I decided to take action in my life at 40. And so, you know, it's not necessarily when you start, but I feel that for a lot of us, you gain some perspective, some maturity, and you really kind of look at yourself and go, okay, now I'm moving into that second half of my life. I have two choices. Number one is I can continue hiding. I can continue placating society. I can continue pretending that this is me, or I can actually be me. And so I'm really excited to step into this group because I myself have gone through that transition. And from a professional perspective, it was always media, but from a personal perspective, it was a stepping into your dreams. And once you do that, things can exponentially blow up. And so what I want to share with you today, like Linda mentioned at the beginning of the program, whether you ever have any aspirations of being interviewed on camera or not, right? Some of you want to be on Oprah so badly you can smell it. And some of you never want to be on Oprah or Anderson Cooper or Kelly and you know, Ryan. In this time, folks, of 2020, we are at a place where, irrespective of whether we're doing it for business or not, we're going to appear on camera. And so I want to give you a few nuggets. We don't have a lot of time today together. And so I want to give you something that I think you can transfer and translate. And then for anyone that does want to connect with me offline, I've thrown my social in there. Please feel free to do that. So first off, the average American in 2020 has an 8-second attention span. Okay, back in the 1980s, it was 12 minutes. So Linda and I meet at the grocery store and we could sit and chit chat over our grocery carts for 12 minutes and both be really into it. By the end of the 1990s and the onset of the internet, the first, you know, email kind of hitting us, that went down to 12 minutes. When the iPhone came on the market, which was I think 2010, 2011, that went down to 3 minutes. We are now living in this Instagram world where we're scrolling and you have 8 seconds to capture my attention. So I love that we started with the 30-second, you know, introduction, and I'm really glad, Linda, that it wasn't an elevator speech, because exactly, we hear those and it's like a business card, right? You just toss it when you get home. So it was really nice to say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I need, and we have to compact it even more. So I want to talk about some of the tools and the skills that you can use, whether you're doing an on-camera interview, an on-camera client consultation, an on-camera session with your grandmother. I don't care, but we're going to condense it into 8 seconds. Okay, so how does that sound for you guys? Yeah, it's a lot. So number one, and again, Linda, thank you for this compliment. You know, I get told a lot, oh, Katerina, you've got a lot of confidence, you have a lot of charisma. And I sort of go back to like, well, my mom put me in ballet when I was 5. And so I have nice posture. But what I want to start with, I think this is going to be helpful to everyone on screen. Part of what holds us back is our own self, right? We know that cliche that says, get out of your own way. And a lot of us have really had to do that. You look in the mirror and you say, okay, enough. You know, Linda talked about judging others because of the environment she grew up in. And immediately my mind went to my morning today. And my morning today was spent literally journaling. I wrote out 12 pages because I got back into my own head around judgment of self, right? You should be here, you should have done that, this should be happening, and it was the should. And this is a really interesting time, ladies, because there is a vibration and energy that is permeating the collective right now. And we know where it stems from, and we have the ability to manage it. I have a whole division of my company. I'm the founder of a company called VasGeo Media Corp. We're a strategic media development company. And what we do is we work with you to create a media presence that allows you, if you're an author, if you're a speaker, if you're a creative, if you're an entrepreneur, to really differentiate yourself from the crowd. And right now, with all of us having an iPhone in our hand, all of us streaming something from our kitchen, our basement, our living room, it is imperative that you can kind of become that tall poppy. You know, in Australia, they talk about the tall poppy syndrome, and you don't want to be too tall. You'll get your head cut off. You want to be regular, and we don't want to be regular anymore. We want to be us. So about 4 years ago, I added a division to my company called Media Mindset. And that's because over the years, we've worked with a number of clients, and we get them on Channel 6, The Rob Report, Sirius XM Radio. It really is important to get that credible third-party media, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. And what we realized was, even though we got that CEO, that creative director, that author, that feature for 3 minutes on Good Morning San Diego, if they weren't in the mindset to own that space, to own their voice, to own their talents, to own their wisdom, to own their experience, it was a lost opportunity. So if you're having a bit of a challenge getting out of your own way and you're plagued with that self-doubt, please know that you're not alone, because I had to journal 12 damn pages to get out of it. So when Linda says, oh, she comes across as confident, I appreciate that, because I've done a heck of a lot of work to get there, which means we can all do that. So I want to go back to that 8 seconds, okay? Question, does Brad Pitt have any more charisma than any of you? No, no, exactly. He just decided one day it was time to turn his on. And so my question to you and my invitation to you is it time to turn yours on? Okay, we've moved from a place where people die in their 60s to a place where people are living comfortably into their hundreds, which means for a lot of us on this screen, we have 40, 50, 60, 70 years of life ahead of us. That's a heck of a long time. So how can we maximize who we are? I run a program called CPI. It's Charisma, Persuasion, and Influence. And we talk about charisma. So I want to bring that in a little bit right now for some of you. Put your hand up if when you hear the word charisma, you think of the flashy guy, the loud guy, the fun guy, right? Linda's going to know him. A lot of you may know him as well. One of my good friends, Dr. Greg Reed, okay? In my mind, he is the epitome of charisma, okay? Flashy, loud, happy, joyous, and a lot of us shy away from showing up on camera and showing up in life because we don't feel that we've got that cool factor, right? So how often have you been held back because of an experience you had when you were 14 in 8th grade, right? We're still carrying some of that, exactly. So what I want to go through, and I think will be helpful to those of you on the line today, and even for those of you that are going to catch the replay, is the 4 archetypes of charisma, okay? There are 4 archetypes of a charismatic leader. And I want you to write these down. I'm going to go through them fast, and then we're going to basically peel back the layers of each of them, okay? And again, we don't have a lot of time here today. I want to share what I can and get you thinking when we're off the line. So the first archetype of a charismatic leader that I want you to be aware of is the spellbinder, okay? The spellbinder is kind of that Hollywood it factor. So think JFK and Marilyn Monroe and even Oprah Winfrey, right? It's that star factor. That's the quintessential place that our mind goes when we talk about charisma. And because a lot of us don't feel we have that, we stay back as wallflowers. And I happen to be on a wall right now, which is cool. And I'm also happen to wear flowers. So I'm a wallflower, but spellbinder is the first one. And the second archetype of a charismatic leader is the chutzpah. So I'm not sure how many of you are Jewish or speak Yiddish, speak Hebrew. So the chutzpah, and I believe it's CHZU, is somebody with a lot of balls. Okay, so the perfect guy, whether you love him or hate him, in my opinion, that is exhibiting chutzpah today is Donald Trump. Right? He's going after the Mexicans. He's going after the Canadians. He's going after the South Koreans. He's going after Fauci. Like, he doesn't care. He's just doing it. And you're watching him because he's emitting that charisma, okay? The third archetype of a charismatic leader is the joie de vivre. If any of you speak French, it's J-O-I-E, next word D-E, and then third word V-I-V-R-E. Joie de vivre literally translates from French into a joy of life. So think Robin Williams, Aretha Franklin, Greg Reed. These people are happy all the time. Now, whether they're not happy behind closed doors is irrelevant, but when they appear in public, even at the grocery store, even at Starbucks, they've got that happy energy. The fourth one is graceful benevolence. Graceful benevolence. I want you to think of Nelson Mandela. I want you to think of Martin Luther King. I want you to think of Gandhi, right? Gandhi was a man who had none of the classic resources of capital or an army or a political stage, and yet with his graceful benevolence, that charisma that he emitted from inside, he managed to mobilize 200 million people to peacefully overthrow a government. So for those of you who may relate to yourselves as introverts, know that of those four that I just mentioned, graceful benevolence is actually the most powerful. Okay, so you don't have to get on camera and think you've got to change or put on a hat or dye your hair pink. You simply have to show up as yourself. So, I got a sense, Linda, through the introductions that a lot of the ladies on here are entrepreneurs, which means you're probably familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk of Vaynerchuk Media. Gary, for those of you who may not, is an entrepreneur. His family came from Russia. He was a poor immigrant. His father had a liquor store. By the age of 20, he had taken that liquor store and turned it into a $6 million a year business. He is now in his mid-40s. He's worth $300 million, okay? So this is a guy that somehow tapped into his chutzpah to make things happen. And one of the things that Gary Vee says that I absolutely appreciate and believe in is do not focus on your weaknesses. Focus on your strength, okay? If you are quiet, be quiet. It's fine. And a lot of us make the mistake of trying to be like somebody else, and that's a colossal fail. So I wanted to just run through those four. Now, a fun exercise that I'd invite all of you to do after we're off of this is pick 3 people in your life that you really admire. Could be your mom, could be a business partner, could be your spouse, could be your kids, but 3 people that really know you well. And ask them, give them the quick rundown of those 4, right? The spellbinder, kind of the star quality, the chutzpah, bring it on, the joie de vivre, happy, happy, and then the graceful benevolence, right? Give them those 4 descriptions and ask them which one of those they feel fits you best. And the reason I'm inviting you to do that exercise is because a lot of times we identify with ourselves differently than how others see us. I used to identify myself as a half of a spellbinder because I've got a little bit about Hollywood. I've got a whole story. I'm originally from a small town in Canada, and I had this fear of going to Hollywood, and it took me 20 years to get there, and it's this whole saga. We don't have time for that now. But there was an element of me that knew I had to be on camera, that knew I needed to be a TV host, that knew I needed to do all that. And then the other part of me was happy. Like, I'm usually pretty happy. I'm a joie de vivre. All 3 of the people that I trusted to ask said to me, Katerina, you're a chutzpah. You've lived in Hong Kong. You've moved to Spain when you don't speak Spanish. You've upped your career. You've moved to Hollywood. You've done this. You've done that. And I was like, wow. So sometimes the energy we lead with is different than the energy internally. And it's just good to be aware of that. And again, there's no right or wrong. So 8 seconds to get your point across. Understand who you are so that you can authentically step into you. And once you do that, I want you to be aware of these next few stats, okay? 90% of Fortune 500 CEOs cannot effectively articulate what their company actually does, okay? These are Harvard grads, these are MBAs, these are Fortune 500, probably middle-aged American men that have been doing things for 30 years, and they don't know how to get their point across. So again, it is imperative that you do that. Now, the mistake a lot of people make is they think that communication is based solely on your words, okay? And so I want to give you this breakdown. Whether you're appearing on camera or not, so you could be talking to Oprah or you could be talking to the checkout girl at the grocery store. 5%, only 5% of your communication is coming from your words. 30 to 35% is coming from your voice, from the tonality, from the inflection, from the enunciation. That leaves about 50 to 55% that comes from your body language. Okay, is your eyebrow raising? And if your eyebrow is raising, what does that signify to the person across the table? Would you like to know? And so back in the day, when we were living in the world of hunters and gatherers, the voice and the words didn't necessarily carry, but the body language did. Now, the interesting thing is 5% words, 30 to 35% voice, 50 to 55% body language, and yet I'm seeing a trend, and I feel that a lot of you on here are also fairly intuitive, also fairly spiritual, also fairly conscious, and you'll understand when I say this next piece, and that is that the communication of the future is going to come from your energy, okay? You now have the ability to work the energy in a room before you even walk in the door. And that's where we go back to managing that. So when I talk about charisma, a lot of it tends to be surface, but what I love about charisma is when you peel that back, you get into personal magnetism. And it's that personal magnetism that quantum science is now proving literally has the ability to transmit what you want so that that gets brought back to you. And I'm not going to go into that whole thing because I want to stick to on-camera tactics, okay? But I just wanted you to make you aware of that. And I'm going to say a cute little joke here. There's no men on the line. Thank you. There's no men on the line, but you guys will get it anyway, right? So you're, you know, a girlfriend or you're a wife, and your husband, and you know, you get in this massive argument with your partner, and you're just walking around the house like super pissed off, and he says to you, honey, are you mad? And you flip around and you glare at him and you go, nope. Is he listening to the word no, or is he listening to your tone, right? So a lot of it comes from that. You want to maintain integrity in your message, okay? And again, we're down to 5 minutes, so this is going to be real fast. Sound bites for any of you who are doing, 10 minutes. Oh, excellent, thank you. Sound bites, I want you to write this down. Absolutely imperative to your brand, okay? Again, whether you're out doing, consciously trying to get interviews on, you know, platforms, radio, TV, print, that sort of thing, or whether you are simply sourcing clients at a workshop, at an online seminar, at a meetup, what is going to differentiate you from the thousands and thousands and millions of people that are getting their content out? You have to be rememberable. How do you be rememberable? You be rememberable by sticking consistent to your message. And yet, a lot of times that gets muddled. For some of us, it takes 10 minutes to articulate what we do. For some of us, we may have our 30-second elevator pitch down. For some of us, we may have 5 or 6 different things that my company offers, right? The key is to identify your unique sound bites. These should be 2 to 3 things max that you say over and over and over and over again, okay? So again, love him or hate him, I'm gonna give the example of Donald Trump. And I'm Canadian, so I'm not even in this thing right now. But Donald Trump, in 2016, when he was out campaigning, what did we hear from this man? I'm gonna build a wall, I'm gonna get Hillary in her emails, and I'm gonna make America great again. I'm gonna build a wall, I'm gonna get Hillary, and I'm gonna make America great again. People would talk to him about taxation, and he would bring it back to that. People would talk to him about immigration, and he would bring it back to that. All we heard from him for 18 months were those 3 sound bites. So the biggest mistake that I see clients making before they come and work with us is they'll work really hard to get their appearance on Channel 6, they'll get quoted in the Wall Street Journal, they'll get onto Sirius XM, and they will go make 4 to 5 appearances in the span of 2 months, and they will go onto each of those platforms and say 5 to 6 different sets of things. I am never going to remember you based off of your name. And I am never going to remember you based off your company, unless you're Coca-Cola or Nike, which most of us are not. How am I going to remember you? By your unique sound bites. Now, again, when you work with us, we help you develop that. We do deep dives, we get into your branding. But what I want to give you as tools for you to think about are the 4 things that make up a good soundbite, okay? And again, this is not necessarily that you want to be interviewed on CNN. This could just be that you want to talk to your grandmother and she's getting Alzheimer's. You just keep knocking the same stuff into her. So what you want in a soundbite are these 4 things. Number 1, you want it to be unique to you, okay? And I don't know you, so I'm not able to get into what that means, but just write down the word unique, okay? Number 2, you want it to be somewhat disruptive. There's so much noise in the marketplace, folks, that unless you kind of poke and trigger people a little bit, they're not going to pay attention. Now, we're not saying become an asshole and poke at people, but we are saying be a little disruptive with the way you're offering your messaging, okay? Number 3 is you want it to be captivating. So you do want it to shine a little bit. And for the word captivating, you almost want to put captivating / curiosity. You want to drop enough of a nugget that's going to have people go, oh, and want to reach out to you for more, right? So you don't give it all up the first date. You drop enough of a nugget that gets people wanting to understand more. And the 4th one is you want it to be retweetable, okay? You want it to be short and tight. You want people to be repeating it. If you can get yourself to a place where you can identify 2 to 3 sound bites that hit all 4 of these factors, unique, disruptive, captivating, and retweetable, then I almost guarantee you that if you appear on someone's podcast, you will be haunting the audience after that episode. So what do I mean by that? You want to haunt them. So you want those people to hear your appearance and then think about you the next day while they're taking a shower. Think about you when they're picking their kid up at 5 o'clock in traffic. You want to get into their head in a way that haunts them and has them remembering you. When you do that, you've engaged them as a viewer. You've engaged them as an audience member. You've engaged them as a prospective fan. You've engaged them as a prospective client. And at the end of the day, folks, what I love about media marketing, and this is where I sort of differ from everyone that's going, oh, it's only digital, it's only social media, you gotta have social media. Yes, and for me to post a Facebook post and have my mom like it, awesome. For me to do an interview on the New York Times and have that element of credibility to my name absolutely exponentially grows my brand. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're optimizing something that I call your media footprint. Okay, and the media footprint is when I meet you and you meet me, what's one of the first things we do? We Google the person. Okay, most of us will have a website, most of us will have our social media pop up, but what you want is that credible media to show up on that page. I was on the cover of the Raw Report. I was in Oxygen Magazine. I was interviewed on iHeartRadio, right? There's still an element of subconscious credibility that is given to somebody on quote unquote mainstream media. Now, the beautiful thing is, back in 2013, 2014, 2015, traditional media and digital media started to merge. So what do I mean by that? Back in the day, we had a TV on our wall, right? And we had channel 5, channel 6, channel 7, channel 8. Well, now we've got channel 5, channel 6, channel 7, channel 8, for those of us that still have TV. And we have channel5.com, channel6.com, channel7.com. So when we talk print, we're talking Forbes magazine that I pick up at the airport, and we're talking Forbes.com. The lines are blurred, folks. But what you want is to get your voice out there into credible media as much as possible. Now, being on Friends podcasts and Friends radio shows, excellent, because any media is good media, and it always offers us an opportunity to practice. And if you have an hour, I call it your media hour, and you spend an hour on your friend's Facebook show, and they've got 230 viewers, or you take that hour, you invest it in creating a pitch sheet, in creating an electronic press kit, in getting it over to Good Morning San Diego, in having them invite you onto a 3-minute segment. You take that hour, you get up in the morning, you get in your car, you drive to their studio, you do your 3-minute segment, and you go home. Same media hour, 230 viewers, 2,300,000 viewers, okay? 300,000 viewers. What is your ROIT? ROIT is your return on the investment of your time, okay? The return on the investment of your time. If you want to truly accelerate your authority, boost your credibility, exponentially grow your exposure, at the end of the day, increase your revenue, right? Because let's be honest, yes, we want to impact and we want to pay our bills, okay? Both are fine. You want to be optimizing that media hour by creating a media footprint when people Google you, and you do that by being rememberable in a time when there is so much noise. So that's a really, really tight recap, ladies, that I wanted to share with you. I think it's a ton of information, very 30,000 foot level. For anyone that does have a brand that is looking to get their voice out there, we do strategic media development. We do have a national PR department. And my favorite right now is the media mindset division, because it really brings you back into believing in self. And honest to God, we could all use that right now. So I thank you, Linda, for this platform. Again, you know, I hope this was of value, but that's a little bit of what I had to share. And I'm right on time. I love it.
Whoop, whoop. Awesome. Well, if we were able to hear each other, you'd hear lots of clapping, I'm sure. So ladies, what I'd like to know is, do you have any questions for Katerina? I'd like to open the floor for, do you have time, Katerina? Okay. So I'd like to open the floor to just 2 questions. I think Drea's hand went up. I think, was that right, Drea? Because I saw a little thing on the screen there. Okay, let's see.
That was a Zoom clap. Thank you,
It was a
Katerina.
Zoom clap. Okay. It was a Zoom clap. Does anybody have any questions? Oh my God, this is a great opportunity to ask any questions that you have. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to shoot with one. Okay, so Katerina, you talked about the sound bites. And what was interesting for me about this is I always felt like I shouldn't say the same things over and over and over again. But what you're saying is say it over and over again so that it's ingrained in their brain, is what I'm hearing. So I have a question. There's something that I do, I said it today, I think. I said it somewhere today, nothing happens without action. So is that a good thing for me to say, because this is all about women action takers? Should that be one of my sound bites?
That's what you should lead with. Lead with and close with, and that's a super strong one, Linda. And for you, it would be okay for you to drop that twice in the same program.
Okay.
That's your soundbite. So number one, your brand is Women in Action, right? Women Action Takers.
Women in Action, yeah.
And say it again. Say that tagline or the soundbite.
Nothing happens without action.
Nothing happens without action. If you go on and out into your community and out into the speaker world and you keep saying that, you become the action taker woman. And it's not just printed on your business card, it's ingrained in my subconscious. So yes, the other thing to keep in mind, folks, is sometimes you're on a 3-minute segment, sometimes you're on an hour and a half show. So that leaves a heck of a lot of time for you to say anything you want in between. If you don't bookend it with some of those nuggets, it's going to get lost in the noise. So that's actually a brilliant one for you. I would say it all the time.
Okay. So when I start some of my shows, because I do a lot of videos and stuff, I should just say, hey ladies, remember, nothing happens without action, and then go into my action. Like just go into it.
Do it at the beginning of your video and do it at the end.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. We got time for one more question. Anybody? Yes, Debbie.
Thank you. You are amazing. I happen to be in a business that is all men. I'm karate and self-defense for women, and mainly self-defense. But anyway, I've created stuff that you don't see anywhere else, because I've been training for 20 years just to be able to do this. Is it a good thing to say, or is it lame? You won't see this anywhere else? Or is that just
something like that actually moves itself into the bucket of generic? Okay. How many times have we heard you're not going to see something like this? That is not unique to you, because we've been hearing it for 50 years in marketing. It's not that captivating, because we've been hearing it for 50 years in marketing. It could be disruptive depending on the audience, but it's so overused. We want to take that concept, and what I'd love to understand is more about you, more about your brand, more about your offering, and we would take that sentiment, but we would drop it in a way that becomes much more laser focused, the way Linda's just was for her. Does that make sense? Because the minute you drop that, the minute you drop that, I actually zone out. Because I've heard that so many times. I can feel a pitch coming on. I can feel that they're, you just lost me. So I would actually not say that at all and just go into your pitch versus adding that to your lexicon in 2020, if that's helpful. It's a great question.
It is. I'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Melody.
If I could add to that, wouldn't it be more powerful for Debbie to use something like women training women to protect themselves?
Yeah, women training women would be great, because again, that gives me a clear and concise within that 8-second attention span for me to understand what that means. Women training women is actually a really lovely one. What's your name? Melody. Melody, thank you for contributing that, because that's a nice one, because it really touches on that point of captivating. Women training women, it creates curiosity, because I don't know if she's training them in the kitchen. I don't know if she's training them on the battlefield. I don't know if she's training them on the radio, right? So it creates enough curiosity that it makes me, the listener, the viewer, want to lean in. And once I've proverbially leaned in, you can now continue pitching or sharing or teaching. It's also unique because not a lot of women train women. There's some of that, but not everyone. So it's unique, it's captivating. Is it disruptive? Possibly, in this patriarchal society that is starting to shift to more of a feminine energy of collaboration and communication. And is it retweetable? Sure. Women training women, and then you can boom, boom, boom. So thank you for offering that to her, because I think that's helpful.
And that's true, because like you said, that curiosity, you know, how many times have you been having a conversation with somebody, especially people who are very artful with their words, right? And they say something and you're like, I need to know more. I have to ask a question. Do you mind if I clarify that, get more clarification on that from you? That's what we want to do. I have a tendency to be the kind of person who just blabbers, like I'll tell everything, you know, I don't leave it up for curiosity, because that curiosity thing drives me nuts.
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
And
Like,
it does. And I just want to
and
share
that's
this
the key.
real quick for some of you. Some of you may be familiar with Mel Robbins. She's a motivational speaker, right? Written a ton of books. So Mel Robbins, back in the day when she was getting started, wanted to be a motivational speaker. Her legal career was falling apart. Her marriage was shady. And she was out there, you know, doing these workshops, doing these live platforms. And one day she was like 5th or 6th in line to get up on a stage. And she found herself in the audience being so bored of what everyone was saying that she got up on the stage that day and she started with, motivation is garbage. Okay, so here is a motivational speaker getting onto a motivational stage to motivate people, and she leads with, motivation is garbage. Unique to her, because she was pissed off at the time and frustrated. Captivating, because you're going, what do you mean motivation is garbage? Disruptive for the same reason, and retweetable back in the day when there was no Twitter yet. You know what happened to her? Her phone started ringing off the hook with every media outlet in the city wanting to have her on as a guest to talk about how motivation is garbage. You know what that did to her motivational brand? It blew her up. So don't be afraid to get a little edgy, ladies.
You know, it's funny you say that, because when we were on our Walking with Sunshine this morning, you know, that something came up and I said, I've been wanting to do this. It's been about 2 years. I've been wanting to do this, and I haven't, because I just don't want to put it out there, you know, and I don't want to go against the grain kind of thing. Is kind of like what you're saying, right? And it's called Debunking the Experts. I want to do a video about debunking the experts. And Jessica was like, you totally got to do it. You got to do it. So that, I think, is going to be my other soundbite, is today I'm going to debunk the experts. You know, like so.
Yeah. Yes. And it's so interesting, right? Because you're out there doing your walk at 5:30 a.m. You clearly got that intuitive hit. And 5 hours later, guess what got reinforced? That same thought. So you're on point. I love it.
That's awesome. We got time for one last question. If anybody has one, you want to raise your hand real quick. And awesome. Rosa, you want to unmute yourself? Oh, you're muted.
Yes, I was. Yes, I am so grateful. I'm so thankful for this meeting, and I'm glad to hear what you ladies are saying. And I don't have to be afraid of being who I am. Be myself and speak up and be controversial. I've always been very controversial in my life because I speak up my feelings. I'm always who I am, and that's what I say. But I've been afraid lately to say things to create controversy. And so my understanding, it's okay to just say what you feel and
yeah, I think right there, you know, there's definitely the line between being authentic and being true to your voice and having enough evidence to support your argument, right? It goes back to being in the debate club when you were, 12, versus being an asshole. You know, you don't want to be an asshole, but if you have a vocal thought that you feel is important to share, and you have something, whether it's statistics or whether it's just intuitive passion, because again, I think a lot of times what holds women back is we feel that we've got to have all of the list, and we're discounting completely the intuitive hit, the passion, and really that sense of, I have to say this to ensure that humanity remains alive right now. Because as tribal women, we had to be the ones to speak up to keep the tribe safe. And as women, especially in the 20th and 21st century, we were reprimanded for having a voice too loud, right? You're a bitch, you're disruptive, you're loud, you're unagreeable. And we need to get over that now, because a lot of times it's coming with wisdom And I feel that it would be coming with wisdom from you, Rosa.
Thank you. I'm trying very hard. I changed my tone. I always say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you do, it's the way you do it. So I changed in that sense. I used to be an a-hole, but I
And
changed.
you know what? There's nothing wrong with being gracefully argumentative.
Mm.
You know?
Thanks a lot. I appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for being here. Katerina, I thought that was fantastic. I got some really great notes. I put a lot of the notes in the chat as we went. I will be saving that chat. And this, if you ladies are not in the Women Action Takers networking group on Facebook, please join us over there. I'll put a link to that. I just now in the chat put a link to register for the next session. And again, we're going to be talking about, how to connect with people and get them to be interested in buying from you before you even get on the phone call. Because sometimes we spend so much time and energy on these phone calls and they're like, no, but like, what if we could get them to know what we do, how we can help change their lives, and they come in like, I'm ready to buy, and Rosa, do you mind if I share our conversation?
Oh, no. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So I was having some conversation with Rosa, back and forth, and, I don't know her. I haven't met her in person, but she saw me on Facebook and she really liked my message. And so she reached out to me and I started telling her what I was working on. And I'm working on my next book is called Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore. And I felt like she was going to be a perfect fit for it. So I mentioned it and she's like, I'm in. But it was because of what happened before. Like, we weren't even on a phone. I mean, we were just chatting back and forth. So we didn't even get on a phone conversation. We got on a phone conversation after that. But the point is that we have so much charisma, the magnetism that we have. We all have magnetism. But what are we bringing to us? What are we bringing to us? If our message that we're saying is confusing, we're bringing confusion to us. If our message that we're saying is clear, concise, we're bringing clarity and conciseness to us. We're helping people to know what we do, who we serve. We're letting them know, do we help you? Do we serve you? Before they even reach out to us. How many times you yourself have you purchased something without even having a conversation? Well, what if you were that person that people were purchasing from without having that conversation because you were clear on your messaging? This is where, Katerina can help you with this. It's not all just about media. It's not all just about media, but it's our message. We are on a stage everywhere we go. I go to the grocery store. She mentioned having a conversation 6 feet away from you, from somebody, because you're not whispering at them anymore. But you're having a conversation with somebody. How can you, learn that the language that you use is, I'm like those sound bites. Oh my gosh, when somebody asks me, what do you do? I'm going to say, nothing happens without action, and I help you take action, right? So like, that'll be my new thing, because like figuring out what's the sound bite that really makes sense for who I am, what I'm all about, showing up as me, authentically being vulnerable, and just like sharing, this is who I am, love me or leave me. And she mentioned Trump. He is polarizing to some people, and to the other people, he brings them to him. It doesn't matter who it does what to, as long as you're being yourself. As long as you're being yourself. So having that, like there was somebody actually put that, don't be afraid to get a little edgy, because Katerina mentioned that, right? Don't be afraid to get a little edgy. I have had my own fears about that. And it's not because I don't want to piss people off or whatever. It's just, I don't want anybody to come after me and attack me. That's where my fear comes from. Because I actually know a woman that she's very vocal and she has a huge following. I think she's got like 1 million followers. And she posted something about COVID or something. And so many people were in disagreement with her and were just saying mean, evil things. She's a Hispanic woman, and they started saying evil things to her about her being Hispanic and all, like, go back to your country, like things like that on social media. So she removed her post. And I reached out to her and I said, why'd you remove your post? I was going to comment on it because what her message was I thought it was brilliant. And she said, people were attacking me, threatening my family. And so, like you said, weighing back and forth, like, what is she going to do? So it's like, how can we get our message out in a way that's not to that point, but, then we make a decision. What do we want to do with that message? So Katerina, I thought that was brilliant. A really great session. Kay, you want to share something there? Oh yeah, Michelle is like clapping.
Put something for Katerina in the chat, and I just wanted to point that out. When you were, excellent presentation, thank you. Tips, strategy, everything. And when you were talking about the CEOs that couldn't articulate about their company and all of that, somebody I know came to mind, Noah Zandan. Noah has a tech communications company in Austin, Texas called Quantified Communications. Have you heard of them? I think it'd be a great company to company collaboration potentially for you. So I just dropped their information in the chat if you want to look for that.
Excellent, thank you. I really appreciate that. And you know, Kate, just to that point, very quickly in closing, is sometimes we don't realize that communication is not necessarily our strength, because I'm an IT expert, I'm a chef, I'm you know, a knitter, and I'm not necessarily the right person to go on camera for my brand. It's okay to have somebody else, and we don't have to think of just, you know, again, Fortune 500 companies having a communication department or a PR representative. You could have somebody in your organization, maybe it's a college student who's interning for you, and you're giving them a phenomenal opportunity to go out and be the face of your brand. Don't shy away from that, folks, because not everyone is comfortable on camera. Not everyone has to do it. And so I would love to connect with them and just chat. I thank you for that referral. I'll definitely look at that. Thank you.
And if you have a direct connection, Kay, that's the ideal. Like if you actually know somebody there, connect Katerina. So that way you've removed that barrier, you know, that cold calling, so to speak, barrier.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, so I've actually talked with Noah in the past, you know, worked with him. I know a couple of good connections to him or them. If you explore it a little bit and think, oh yeah, I would really like to better understand what they do. And they put out a great, I think it's weekly, e-blast blog kind of thing, very report oriented.
Cool. So let's do this because we're almost out of time, but you know, I love that. That's great. That's a really great connection. And I wanted to share that too, like Miranda. I have Miranda here. You know, she, I guess you'd kind of say an intern, but Miranda, what's your title again that you came up with the other day? I mean, we came up with this title for her, and I'm so excited for her because
Creative Marketing Director.
Yeah, so Miranda, you know, she has her marketing degree, right? So she and I connected on LinkedIn, and because I'm doing this chocolate festival, you know, I said, hey, I'm looking for somebody to help me with my chocolate festival. I don't know really that much about marketing, and so are you interested in coming in and being part of this? And she said yes. And so as we've been working together for, it's been about a month, maybe a little over a month now, you know, she has some really great ideas of things that we're embarking on, and it's really fun. But so I'm giving her this opportunity to get that job experience, but also I totally believe 100% in empowering people, right? So I'm empowering her, like, you know, how can you run with this? What's something that we should be doing? You know, bring me these ideas, and then giving her a title. Like now on LinkedIn, you know, she is a creative marketing director for the San Diego Chocolate Festival. Like, so what can I do for her, right? I'm always trying to think, she's going to do something for me already, but what can I do for her in return besides just training her? Yeah. And so I think she's having a lot of fun. I ask her every week, are you still having fun? Because I want to make sure she's having fun, you know, it's really important. So, are you still having fun?
Yes, I am.
There you go. So I just want to share with you ladies really quick. The last thing today is my book, Momentum, 13 Lessons from Action Takers. See the word action taker, who changed the world. I've been working on this book for 2 years. I have the creator of the Make-A-Wish Foundation in this book, as well as my mentor, Greg Reed, that, you know, Katerina mentioned him, as well as the founder of UGG Boots and the inventor of the credit card magnetic strip. They are, you know, 4 of the people in this book that have helped me to write it, as well as I got the foreword from Don Green. He's the CEO of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. You know, this happened by me taking action. Again, nothing happens without action. I saw these opportunities and I just asked them, hey, I'm writing this book. Will you be in the book? And they were all like, yeah, of course, of course. And I was like, oh shit, now I got to write a book. You know, like I had the yeses. Now I had to put myself into action and write the book. So here it is. This is the, what do you call it? The proof copy. I, proofread it. It's good to go. I'll be launching it probably around August 15th is the date of the launch for this book. And so now it's my next thing. What's my next action that I'm going to take? The next action is my next book, Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore. These are 40 inspiring stories from women who have gone from feeling invisible to being invincible. We like all of my books are about inspiring and motivating people to take action. Because I can't, what was it, Mel Robbins, motivation it's ridiculous. It doesn't do anything. It's the action we take after the motivation. So if you have an inspiring story that you think that, your story can help others to feel like they're no longer invincible, you can help them to move out of that feeling of invisibility into invincibility, please let me know. I'd love to have you part of the book. Rosa has joined, and I'm excited to have her and share your stories with the world. This is what I do. I share your stories with the world, whether it's through my podcast, my talk show, my symposium, my books. This is what I do. It took me 5 years to figure this out, but I'm finally here at this place where I know that this is why I'm here, is to share your voice, because I know that your voice is going to positively impact somebody else's life. So if you're interested in being part of Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore, remember, action. You got to take action. So awesome. Ladies, we're at 12:28. We literally have, the book's not even out yet, Drea. It comes out August 15th. This is the only one I have because I ordered the proof copy. I'm going to give you a really quick tip. We got 2 minutes left. Give you a really quick tip is when you're writing a book and you're ready to publish it, order a proof copy, have you yourself read it, and have some other people read it as well. A friend of mine wrote her book. She was so proud of it. She had an editor. She hired an editor to edit the book for her. So it was all ready. She ordered 100 copies, got them in the mail. There were typos all over the place. So she bought 100 books that had typos. So the lesson there is make sure you have people read it, eyes that haven't seen it yet, so that they can see the typos. We found 14 in my book, and I was like, you know what? Either go with the 14 typos or redo the whole thing and wait another month, because it's taking a month to go through the process of the books right now. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the freaking typos in there. I don't care. If people find the typos, you know what that means? They read the book. So going for it. So many of you want to hop on a podcast as guests. I dropped a podcast Facebook group in the chat above, focused on collaboration, being a guest or finding guests. I love it. Awesome. Thank you. So ladies, thank you so much for being here today. Katerina, for your presentation. And if you want to connect with anybody, please do that. I am going to save the chat. If you want to save the chat, go ahead and on the right-hand side where it says file, click that 3 ellipses there, and it'll say save chat. And I want to thank Marianne for stepping in. I messaged her last night. Will you be the timekeeper? Brenda's not going to be here. So thank you so much for stepping in. I really appreciate it. And you ladies, we can stick around if you want. If you want to hop off, you can do that as well.
Thank you, Linda, for having me. Thank you for letting me share my voice. You guys are all awesome. I can feel the energy. I was really happy to be a part of it. It's awesome because, it was really nice to see you. Thank you for inviting me. And anything you ladies need, please don't hesitate to reach out. I had fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So everybody have a great day. I do like to end on time. It's 12:31, so I'm 1 minute over. But everybody have a great day. Again, if you want to stick around and chat, you can do that. I'm going to make myself a sandwich really quick, and then I'll be right back here if anybody wants to stick around. Just everybody unmute yourselves, and let's do the applause. Yay! So weird. There we go. So thank you. I'm going to go make my sandwich real quick. Oh, I'm going to end the recording.